What's up, my peeps? It's the Ruck back at you again with number 5 in our rundown of the mini comic wave from Marvel Legends by Hasbro. And today we will be looking at the X-Men's Banshee, Sean Cassidy. Yes, indeed. We've had him before, twice before, as a matter of fact. Once in this costume and most recently and previously in the what I call X-Men 275. That was the number of the issue. The training team, or whatever team it was called. You know, you guys. I think anybody who knows what I'm talking about, they know what costumes they were wearing. They all wore the same costumes. Blue and gold, standard X-Men colors, if you will, when they are being uniform in their costumes. But this is the classic Sean Cassidy, the classic Banshee costume that we see here in this packaging. And we see the accessories. And of course, over there on that left side, we see the mini comic, and that comic is a replica of Giant Size X-Men 1. And that's what introduced the new X-Men, the X-Men as we know them today, for the most part. It wasn't the first time for Banshee. Banshee had appeared several years prior to this in the X-Men book. And he was recruited by Professor Xavier to form this new team to help save the original X-Men that they were basically kidnapped, captured, held hostage, whatever you want to call it. And so that's basically how the new X-Men, or the current X-Men, the all-new X-Men, whatever you want to call them, the X-Men as we know them today, got formed. The lineups have changed, but this was the book right here that started it all. We look at the rear. We have, of course, on our left side, the 6 figures in this retro card styled wave, I should say. And you see over there on our upper right is a larger thumbnail of that very same comic, Giant Size X-Men. And it actually, if you've been following the X-Men most recently, like the last couple years, this also introduced Krakoa. And yeah, read that book if you have, if you don't have the book, if you have digital access, check that out. Anyway, we have the readout, and that states, in Giant Size X-Men 1, Banshee agrees to help Professor Charles Xavier rescue the X-Men alongside a new team of mutant heroes, which is basically what I said. We have Sean out of packaging, and as always, before we get into the figure itself, we look at the included accessories. We'll kick it off with the what has become a trend in this particular wave, the odd number of extra hands we get. Here we have a pair. We have a right grasper, and the left is a C cup. That's for the included mini comic, and we get a right trigger finger hand. I guess maybe we got this because back in the day, Sean was a cop, but yeah. So, yeah, but once again, we just have an odd number of hands. We also, though, get another head sculpt, and this is a one with him basically screaming. Anyone knows about Banshee, we know about his power set. We know that just the name itself kind of sort of tells you, Banshee, he screeches, he screams very loudly, put it that way, to the point where he could actually destroy things, knock people out, of course, you know, kill off their equilibrium, and I believe when he goes full bore, he can actually liquefy things. And here is that mini comic, and Just like with all the other books we've gotten, it is in molded plastic like a book. We've got ridges there on one side, and up the top we've got a spine for a book on the back, and of course on the rear we have the Marvel Legends series logo. This is our, if I'm not mistaken, our first white book, if you will. So that's everything going on with the accessories. Now for the figure itself, we can see that it's essentially molded in green, the body, and the collar is molded in yellow, as well as the hands and the boots. But the rest, anything else that's yellow, has been painted on. And for mine, it's not that good a paint job. You can look and see that basically up here on the upper forearm, it even looks like a different shade of yellow. That's because we only got that one coat of paint, and the green is trying to peek through. That's what happens when you apply a light color on top of a dark. You need several coats in order to fully and effectively cover it up. And I've got the same thing going on the left side here. It even looks like a different color, a different shade of yellow because of that. So that's not really all that good. When I get to the legs, I've got the same thing going on. The boots, of course, are molded in yellow, but the paint at the top of the shin is that one coat thing going on again. So you can see the green trying to peek through, and that's on both legs, which is unfortunate. I also have on the neck an imperfection. You can see that right there. Some paint is missing from that, so it is what it is, you know. As far as the head sculpt is concerned, pretty nice. We got the mutton chops there going on. Sean got it going on. The digital print is looking great on the face. We've got the it's supposed to be he's supposed to be like an orange, a red type of hair color, which looks pretty good. Eyes are looking nice. Everything's looking great on this. I will say that the paint job on the yellow on going down the center of the chest is pretty good on mine, so I got to give flowers where they're due. And same thing on the back, not that bad at all. So the other thing, of course, we have the soft goods wings, cape, whatever you want to call it, and they fold in nice and good. You see they're only, dark on one side, black and yellow. They're affixed by these pegs, which you see there in his chest. He's got them there at the like the side of his calves, and when I turn to the rear, you can see them going into his forearms, basically. And then the rear of that cape is, it's just one-sided, basically. So keep that in mind. As far as Banshee's articulation is concerned, his head is on a ball hinge. He can look up only a little bit. That's because of the collar, and mostly because of his hair. He can look down, touch his chin to his neck. You don't get much in the way of pivot. Of course, you can rotate. You've got the ability to do the T-pose. We're on the Vulcan body, so you know what you're going to get pretty good. You can rotate, but you don't want to do that, 360 style because of the attached wings. You've got the butterfly joints, and Banshee can get that down. And now be very careful. You don't want to get bucked because you could tear these wings. But in terms of rearing back, you've got that going on, and crossing over his chest, he can get it that much, which is great. Can't front. That's pretty good. Biceps, once again, don't get bucked because of the wings. Double jointed elbows, once again, the wings, be careful. swiveling wrists with the horizontal hinge. He's got the ab crunch. He can go forward that far. He can go back that far. He's got the waist swivel. Once again, be careful. He can split that far. Very nice. He can get you almost 90. Can go back a bit. You've got the thigh cut, the double jointed knees. Again, be careful. You also have, they're pinless by the way, you also have swivel at the calf for the boot. You can point the toe forward that far, but nearly ballerina style, up that much, which is pretty cool. You've got the ankle pivot, holes at the bottom of the feet, and very nice. I tell you, this Vulcan body mold, I'm really loving it, and I know there's going to come a day where the vast majority of the Marvel Legends collecting community is going to start screaming for another body mold. I don't really know what more they could do. Probably instead of an ab crunch, give us the diaphragm and the inverted on a ball joint. That's probably the one upgrade that can be done. Other than that, I'm in love with the Vulcan body mold, and it's especially good on Banshee. Here's our new Banshee next to the first one that we got, which was part of the Annihilus wave from way back in the day. And you can see it's night and day. The size differences for one, the rounded and bald joints at the shoulders and the hips, and of course the actual face. Looking at our Banshee on our right, it's like, ugh, for real. If you see the hands are static, but I can tell you that these hands, this was taken from when Hasbro had taken over from Toy Biz. They had actually used many of the original sculpts from Toy Biz and individual pieces like their hands. Those are definitely Toy Biz style hands. The only thing missing is that there are no articulation at the fingers. Next we have Banshee from one of the X-Men 275 3-packs, and you can see he's in the training costume, yellow and blue, and the head sculpts are exactly the same. It's just that I think I like the hair on the training costume Banshee more than I like it on our current one. And now for our like father, like daughter moment, we have on our right Teresa Cassidy, daughter of Sean Cassidy, who goes by the code name Siren. And anyone who has this figure or remembers this figure, this was our first Screecher since the Annihilus Wave Banshee, and she did not come with a screaming head. This right here is third party. Managed to get one of these, which was great. I was actually looking for one, and I had seen some before, but they just did not look good. This one isn't great, but it was the best, and it definitely demonstrates her powers. Here's Banshee with the book, and as always, keep this particular image in mind. You're only going to see him displaying that book one final time after this. And so closing this one out, we're talking about the Marvel Legends mini comic wave retro card style Banshee. Definitely a nice figure. We needed this update for real from the previous version in this costume, of course. When we got it in the 275 pack, it was good to have it for that, and we knew what that was for. But everybody clamored for this version. And, it was true to the MO of Hasbro. They will release a character that, at least under the current regime, we've never gotten. They will release that character in a costume that you know, I'm not saying we wouldn't care for it, but it's not what we envisioned. It's not the version that we, the collectors, would have wanted. And it was no different with Banshee. They came out with the training costume version. Everybody was like, we want the green and yellow version. Hasbro already knew what they was doing, and we finally got it. And here he is. Now, you see I've got this third-party effect, and in terms of the cons, the caveats of this figure, no type of effect that could have come with this, you know, to display his powers. And I know his powers emanate from his mouth, but I can already think of, you know, how to do that. You have a head with the mouth open that has a port and something similar to what you see here that clips into the mouth. And voila, you have a screeching, screaming effect. But that's me. Instead, I had to go third party, like you already know how I rock. So this is what we got. Anyway, other than that, figure's nice. We're still continuing the mini comic tradition of odd number hands, and of course with the comic. And I'm glad that we did get two head sculpts, a neutral and a screaming head sculpt, with this go round. So what do you guys think about this figure? What do you think about the wave? The wave is turning out to be pretty nice. I'm liking it. We're 5 up. We got one more to go. And then we'll be out on to the next after that. But until then, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. Hit the notification bell. You know the rules. And I'm going to scream on out by saying, peace.